Hey everyone, let me ask you a question. Have you ever played with Lego bricks? Well, if you have, that's amazing. Today in math, we're doing introduction in our first unit of the day, introduction to composing and decomposing numbers up to 100,000. So in this lesson, we're going to learn three main things. We have to know a few things before we start our lesson, okay? And the first thing we're going to learn is the vocabulary. So we're going to write vocab here. And the first thing we're going to learn is compose. What is compose? And compose means to put numbers together to make a bigger number. Okay? Then our second vocabulary word is decompose. Decompose. And decompose means breaking a big number into smaller parts. So we're making something bigger to smaller. Okay, and lastly, we are going to use our place value. And place value is very, very fun. I will get into that on, on this side. So place value is the most important thing we need to know today when we come to decompose and composing. So for example, what you're going to do is you're going to draw a line straight through your paper. And you're going to draw 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And we're going to learn about place value. What is place value? Well, if you don't know what place value is, I'm going to show you what it is. Place value is where the number goes in the correct spot. So you're like, what did I just say? Let me show you. So follow me real quick. Go ahead and create your chart and write ones. You can pause the video at any time to check. Tens, hundreds, thousands. Just gonna write thou for thousands. 10,000s. Okay, and this chart right here is going to be your best friend for this unit. Okay, we are going to learn how to break down numbers and put numbers together using this place value chart. Alrighty, so this is our introduction for unit 1 to get started. And go ahead and click the next video so we can move on to the next part. Hello students, in this lesson we're going to learn how to compose the number 45,167. So in order to compose this number, we must first create our place value chart. So go ahead, the exact same thing I did in the unit lesson, introduction, I want you to repeat the same exact thing. So again, we're going to draw our line and our 4 lines going up and down. So we're going to write ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000. Alrighty. So I'll give you some time to write that. You can pause the video at any time to check. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So our number is 45,167. So how do we know where this number right here, 45,167, goes? We have to put it in this place value chart. So a good secret is we always start on the right side. We're going to start on the right side with this 7. This 7 will always be in first. The number closest to the right will always go in the ones place. All right. So from here it gets a little bit easy. If the 7 is here, then who's next to the 7? You're right, the 6. So we're going to put 6 next door. And then who's next to the 6? The 1. So 1 goes here. Who's next to the 1? The 5. And then who's next to the 5? The 4. Okay, so perfect. That was easy, right? We managed to put our numbers together. Now, in order to compose a number, it means we must put them together. So what does that mean? Let me show you a clear example. We're going to start with our largest number. Now we're going to go backwards. So we're going to compose a number. Compose, okay? Put it together. So what does that mean? All I need you to do is watch this. I'm going to bring this 4 down. Okay, I'm going to write this 4 here. All right. And then instead of writing the same number 5, 1, 6, 7, I'm going to just write zeros. Oh, I'm sorry about that. We're just going to write zeros. And keep in mind the comma must be in the same place. So I didn't write the comma there, but that's where it belongs, right? Because if we look over here on the right side, the comma is right there after the 5. So we're going to write the comma here. All right, so we did that, right? So once we're done, we're going to cross it out. Then what we're going to do is go to this 5. So we're going to go down here, but we're not going to write it where that 0 is. We're going to write it below 5. And then we're going to write that comma because that's where the comma always stays. And we're going to write the zeros after, just like we did before. 0, 0, 0. All right. Once that's done, we're going to cross it out. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to get that 1 right there. We're going to bring it down. That 1 goes in that spot. We don't write it. We just keep writing down. And we're going to write zeros at the end. All right. Once we're done, cross it out. Same thing with 6. We're going to go down, write down the 6, and then zeros at the end. And that's pretty much it for 6. And then the 7, in the 1's place, we're going to bring it down. And it's just 7 because there's not, oops, that's just 7 because there's nothing after that. There's nothing here. So we're just writing 7. Okay, after we're done, we pretty much have written down our numbers that are decomposed. We wrote 1 number, 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 4 numbers, 5 numbers, right? 40,000, 5,000, 100, 16, 7. So we're going to come here to write the answer. Okay, so we're going to do 40,000 because that was our first number, right? Cross it out. Plus 5,000 plus 100 plus 60 plus 7. Okay, and if you add it all up, you should get the same number we started with, 45,167. Okay, and that's how you compose a number, okay? So make sure you follow those rules, okay? First, you got to put it in the place value chart. Remember, this is called a place value chart. All right, and then after that place value chart, we go ahead and bring it down, write the zeros at the end, just like we did here. Alrighty, and then once we wrote down all those numbers, we can smile and move up here and just add it all together. We don't have to really add it because we get the same number at the end. Now you can add it to check to make sure you got the same answer. Okay, if you got something different, this answer here is different from the answer we started with, the number we started with, then we did something wrong. We need to recheck our work. So that's how we compose a number. Go ahead and click the next video so we can learn how to decompose a number. Alrighty, for this lesson, we're going to learn how to decompose a number. And that's a little easier. So for example, I'm going to give the number 7,846. Okay, the same thing's going to happen. You're going to draw your place value chart. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're going to have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. All right, and we can have 10,000s. All right, so remember our place value. Remember the number on the right is the number that goes first. So that 6 goes in the ones. If 6 is right here, then the person next door is the 4. All right, and then the person next to the 4 is the 8. And the person next to the 8 is 7. All right, don't forget our comma. Our comma is right after that 7, so we're going to put that comma. All right, so decompose a number. We basically decompose is to break it down. We're going to break it down. So go ahead and watch this. So all we have to do is just kind of write things out. So for example, we have 7. Okay, we have the number 7. We start from here on that 7. And what's that place value here? What's that place value called right here? 1,000. We have 7,000. All right, cross it out. We're done. All right, then we got 800. So we got 800. 100, because it's in the hundreds place value. 100. All right, what's next? Cross out. Then we got 4 tens. And lastly, we got 6. Oops, I'm sorry. We got 6. What's that? Ones. All right, and that's how you decompose a number. All we have to do is put it on the place value chart right here and just tell me where it goes, okay? So that 7's in the thousands, that 8's in the hundreds, that 4's in the tens, and the 6 is in the ones. So we broke down that number by telling somebody, if I broke down this entire number, I can tell you this number has 7,000 in there, 8 hundreds in there, 4 tens in there, and 6 ones in there. All right, go ahead and click on that quiz and let's see how you do.